Very good evening to all of you. This is today's SEO Fundamentals session, and it's time, and let's start. First of all, you should know who am I and who are you watching, and what are the things we are going to talk about. And first of all, let me introduce you to with myself. My name is Vardhankar, and by education, I'm an engineer, and then I joined sales and marketing as a professional to learn and craft the sales and marketing skill set so that I can go into the market and make some sales, as I was fully aware that I'm going to use my skill set to grow my own business in the future. And this story was around 7 years ago. And then when I was doing sales and marketing, I was actually doing digital marketing. I wasn't knowing that I'm doing digital marketing. So I was into email marketing and lead generation. And then I came across other platforms like Google and Facebook and everything else. I was using them, but not in terms of business and marketing, and not looking was at it with a different perspective. And then I started my own company, wherein I am the co-founder with my brother, and I'm the director of sales and marketing in my company, which is known as Orpheus Corporation. It is a web design and development company based out of Dehradun, India, and we actually develop and design websites for our clients. We do digital marketing for them, like SEO, social media, and everything else. And yeah, I'm a businessman, and now I'm comfortable saying that I'm an entrepreneur. And eventually, what happened was, when we were looking for digital marketing people for our team, and we couldn't find any, so we started with the training session in our company itself. So a lot of people joined in and have got good value out of it. So now what we have done is we have a ongoing continuous training sessions, like throughout the year from in our office. So that's who I am, and that's what I do. And you can see there is a snap code. You can add me on a Snapchat as well whenever you want to. And let's proceed further. So while doing digital marketing and while doing my own training session, these were some things. These were some achievements, or you can say I have been I was getting associated with a couple of organizations. For example, there is a university here in Dehradun which provides degree course in digital marketing. So I am a trainer over there, and we have been doing a lot of workshops and seminars in different colleges about digital marketing. So Traffic Era, Beehive College, and Core College of Roorkee. Then there is an organization called Jumpstart, it's a co-working hub. We have been invited as a guest speaker over there. Then we have been doing internship and training session for the students of these colleges, including the business school, as you can see. And below is the name of my organization, wherein I work as a sales and marketing director. And we provide website design and digital marketing for our clients. So the given is the handle for our company's account on social media @Orpheus Corp. Definitely, you can go ahead and check it out. What we do, how we provide it, and check out the websites and let me know how do you find it. So today's agendas. Let's discuss about what we are going to do today and why we are here today. We are going to understand the basics of search engine marketing. So these are the things which I have divided the agenda so that you can understand, and we can go through it one by one and understand the complete process of SEO and understand the basics of SEO, how it works, and what we are going to do. So we start with what is search, the very basic term, and what is search, and then what is a search engine, and what is search engine optimization, and then we can go, why do we need it? Like, is SEO is like beneficial? So is it going to help me out or not? So why do we do SEO, by the way? So that's the thing we are going to do. And like, do we need SEO? Then we have how we need to understand how search engine works, so that we can go ahead and do some implementation against search engines. And the better we understand search engines, the better we can do our SEO. So we'll look into it in a couple of moments. and then we're going to understand the importance of keywords. So we hear a lot about keywords and keyword research analysis and optimization. So everything is there. And what is the importance of keyword, what it is important in terms of SEO, and why it is needed, why it is required, and how keyword is impacting SEO. So it's a huge thing. We are going to do that. Then we are going to see how search engine optimization is classified. So we have segregated search engine optimization into certain portion wherein we can go ahead and assign some tasks on segment basis, and we can actually go ahead and make changes and update my website and do everything in terms of search engine optimization step by steps. So the first thing what we are going to do will be on-page optimization and understanding on-page optimization. What is on-page optimization? Why it is important? Why it is called on-page optimization, and everything regarding to that. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to understand what are the next steps after on-page optimization. So there is something called Webmaster tool or a search console. You might have heard of it, but this is the tool which is going to help us in crawling and indexing. So we're going to see what is crawling, what is indexing, and why it is important. Now, then we are going to we'll jump on to off-page optimization, when we will see what is off-page optimization and how it is different from an on-page optimization. So once we understand the on-page optimization, off-page optimization, and the Webmaster tool, we are going to understand how SEO is going to happen, and then we are going to use some tools to actually do some exercise and monitoring and tracking and to research and a lot of things. And lastly, we are going to see the Google guidelines and updates, what Google says in terms of search engine algorithm, so that you can actually go ahead and do some authentic, implement some authentic search engine practices to uplift the rank of your website in a search engine. And then we'll conclude the session by giving a Q&A, Q&A session when you can definitely go ahead and ask each and every question you have in your mind. And all of these things we are going to take for 40-45 minutes, and the Q&A another 15-20 minutes probably, and then we'll wind up the session. So welcome to the search engine optimization session fundamentals. Let's start. So first of all, we need to understand what is a search and a search engine, and then what is a SEO. So as written here, you can read it out that search is referred to the process of seeking information. Meaning, if you're looking for any kind of information online for a product, for a service, or some piece of content in terms of images or videos or uh, text even. So if you're looking for those things, if you're seeking that kind of information, that we refer as search. We all know that, right? So why we are doing that? So that we can understand the search engine. So search engine, engine meaning the mechanism, or we can call it as a software as well, wherein we go ahead and make our searches happen. So a search engine will help us to perform a search, and it will help us to find what we are looking for. Then what is search engine optimization? So the technique of optimizing a website with respect to the guidelines of search engine, so that the website can reach to people whenever they are looking for the information. For example, if we have a website and we want it to show up when people are searching it on a search engine, the technique which we are going to use to do that process is search engine optimization, or SEO. All right. So here are some examples. So this is a genie. We call Google as our genie. Like personally, I call Google as a genie. And here are some example of a search engine. We have Google, we have Yahoo, Bing, AOL, and Ask.com. So there are so many search engines on the planet which helps you to search so many relevant results, and to consume content and find information, even it is a product or a service. So let's go ahead and see why do we need SEO, and what happens when somebody searches. So there are so many interesting facts in terms of SEO. So why do we need SEO? And here is a data by net market share as of April 2017, that there are 77.43% of users on the internet who are using internet are using Google to search. So if so many people, like 77% of all the people who are using internet, so how many people are actually going onto internet and finding it? We don't know that, but we have something here. So Google uses like 3.5 billion searches per day. Whoa, that's huge. That is a big number. And 1.2 trillion searches per year worldwide. That is way huge. And 20 million unique searches per month in India. I'm from India, and I have to keep an eye on how many searches are having per month on India. So there are 2 million unique searches, meaning if I'm counting a keyword, say laptop, when searched, I'm not counting it again, and that makes it 2 million searches in India. If so many people are using this search engine to search information, product or services, and maybe making a decision that if they have to go or buy that product, or if they have to go and put up a query for a particular service, or they have to consume that content, you have to be there if so many people are there. So once we are talking about business, or once we are talking about getting popular, everything is there, and everything is driven by these search results per month. Per month on in India, it's 20 million, and 1.2 trillion searches per year worldwide, which is huge. People type in keywords, and this is the consumer behavior again, that they click on the first couple of links or first 3 links, and then they are actually purchasing some product, or putting up a query for a service, or consuming the video or audio or article you have put it out. So are you there? If you want to win online, if you are having a website of a product, of a service, or for article, so if you're not showing up on the top of the results, then you're losing so many people. You can see the numbers. You're losing so many people and so many prospects online, which can be a part of your community, which can be a part of your journey. So that's why we need SEO. And here is the result. We're going to do and study and understand SEO in terms of Google, because Google is dominating the search world on the internet. How's that? Let's go ahead and see how a search engine works. So when a user put up a query in Google search engine, the query which they put up, we refer to it as a keyword. And then when a Google user searches it, the search query gets fired and something gets activated. You know who gets activated? Spiders. Yes, it is true that Google use spiders. You must, like most of you, I think, have heard of spiders, or if not, here it is. So Google uses spider to, who are their minions actually, who navigates and go ahead and search for the user's results on a Google web server with the nearest location. What do I mean to say here is, when you put up a keyword in Google search engine and hit on a search button, the spider gets activated. It goes on Google's database and it searches for the relevant pages and websites what they have already into their database, and they show it to you, and they call it as a SERP, SERP, that is called search engine result pages. And when actually somebody, when spider goes to the Google server, it actually goes to the nearest data server of Google, wherein it finds the information and give it back to you on your screen. So that's how a search engine works. And when a search happens, this is how Spider go ahead and do something for you. So for example, let's say you have typed king, and is it going to match with the relevant keywords and the contents in the database, and it will find you the red area, the red arrows here shows you the relevant searches what Spider found on the Google server, and it will show up in the search result. So this is how a search happens, and this is how a search engine works. So the question is it possible that a spider can have, can study my website also, and when somebody search against my genre, or use keywords which matches my industry or my website, so is it possible that a spider can figure it out and show it up on the Google search result? So yes, the answer is yes, absolutely yes. And this is what we are going to see how it's going to happen with you. So keywords Yeah, the keywords. Keywords is the only one way which connects user to our websites. User type keywords and your website show up. And there is a whole lot processing in between. There is a whole lot processing in between that we have to understand. So we do not have to underestimate the keyword here, and we need to know which keyword is working and which keyword is perfect for my website on which user can search. And how do I know, like, for example, if I have a website for shoes, how do I know if there are people who are searching for shoes, or what keywords they are actually using to search shoes on the Google, and how can I integrate those keywords with my website is the question again. So not to worry, if it is the most important part, we are going to invest a lot of time on going to do some researches and analysis on keywords. So we need to know what kind of keywords do we need, and what we are going to do here is we are going to do a keyword research and analysis. So there are few tools. What do we have on the internet available for us, wherein we can go ahead and make some Google search, and we can do some keyword analysis. So there are three basic methods what we are going to tell you. First is a keyword planner, which is a tool inbuilt in a Google AdWords platform. What is Google AdWords? Google AdWords is a product of Google wherein we can go ahead and do a lot of Google ads, and we can run Google ads, and there is an provision where we can go ahead and do a keyword research. So let me show it to you how a keyword search happens in Google. So let me share that screen with you so that you can have an idea how it actually works. Here it is. So I believe you can see that. And now, this is an AdWords account. This is a Google AdWords account. I open it and I'll show you how a keyword analysis is done. So here is an option of tools. You have to log in with your Gmail ID only into Google AdWords account, and the URL is adwords.google.com. You can go ahead and sign in into that, and you'll get this dashboard once you complete configuration and completing your profile, and you'll find an option called tools, and you click on tools, and there's an option of keyword planner here. Click onto that, and it will load up for you. There you go. So there is a very first and basic option wherein you can click in and you can write, for example, let's say SEO, and then you have to put in a category. So you have to put in a like generic keyword what you think of, and then you have to put up a category. So if I'm talking about category, I have to be relevant enough to get more accurate keywords. So I'm going to say internet, and we have something called internet marketing, and SEO is a part of that. So I have selected that into my category, and I can choose my location as, for example, India, and you can go ahead and you can say as, for example, United States as well. So you can select multiple locations. There you go, and you can save it, and you have both the location in the location targeted area. So we are going to see how many people and what are the search behavior of SEO. Category is internet marketing in India and United States. So I'm going to click get ideas here, and something will pop up right in front of me. There you go. So the keyword planner helps you to figure out the number of searches happening on a monthly basis. So let me zoom it for you, and you can have a better look. So here is the term SEO, and there are, it's 100,000. That means 1 lakh in India. So that's 100,000 searches to 1 million searches per month on SEO keyword, meaning there are 1 million people in India and the United States who are typing SEO in Google search engine and searching on a monthly basis. Wow. So this is huge. There is something called competition and suggested bid. It helps you to in terms of marketing Competition medium means there are so many advertisers who are actually to run advertisement on this keyword, and how much they are paying is rupees 543 on per click basis. So this is how you figure out. And now here you can see there are some keyword by relevance related keywords. There are people who are searching search engines. Again, in this location, there are people who are searching building links and SEM and TPC and search engine list. So you can have a whole lot of keywords. Again, if you want to go ahead and make some changes here, you can say search engine optimization and say get ideas, and you will see, oh my bad, so I have to click search engine optimization, get ideas, and you will see some searches here happening again. So and let me remove my searches again. Yep. So again, we have the same searches. So SEO and search engine optimization is the same for Google, and this is how we figure out how many searches are happening on a monthly basis on which keyword, and we can actually pull out a list of keywords wherein we can go ahead and make some searches. So this is one way to find keywords. Another way to find keywords is, for example, let me type here search, and then you can see there's some results by Google. These are called semantic results, and why Google is showing me this option is because there are so many people who are using search engine as a search result, and they click onto this and they search for it, and hence I can say that this particular keyword is actually trending or actually being used a lot by the users to search regarding search engine. There you go. I had the search, spiders got activated, and here are the number of results in 1.59 seconds. That means spiders are amazingly fast and they love URLs. So now I have certain results out of it. There you can see that. All right. So this is how you can pull out a keyword. And this is method number 2. And third method here is semrush.com. You can go here, you can type in a keyword, say SEO, and you can choose a location. For example, if you want to go, United States or India or anything, and you can click start now. And this tool is amazingly going to give you some good results. So you can see keyword overview SEO, and here are the results. Can you see this? So the monthly volume here is 90.5K in US, and there are 486 million results which show up on Google, including all the pages and all the websites that show up on this particular keyword. And in US, here is the pricing amount per click basis, what they have to pay if they're using SEO as a keyword to run their advertisement. Apart from that, here are some suggestions as well. So we have SEO volume is 90,500 searches on a monthly basis. Park SEO June, SEO. So there are so many keywords and so many keywords where people go ahead and make search. And this is an amazing tool. And this is what Google SEMrush is showing you, that these are the website which ranks on the first on. This is a live update, by the way. So on Google, which are the websites which are ranking on these keywords on the top, and these are the advertisement and the companies who are actually running advertisement on this keyword. So if there are so many companies who are running advertisement on these keywords, and there are so many good companies who are ranking on neilpatel.com, so he's one of my favorites when it comes to website traffic and search engine optimization. So he's the guy. And like, you can also go ahead and see when so many good people are ranking and so many good websites are ranking on to these keywords on the top, what is the essence of these keywords. So you can try it out for your product, service, or your keywords or your genre and your business. These are the 3 core methods wherein you can go ahead and make some searches and pull out a list of keywords, and then you can actually go ahead and make a list of your keywords. So here we go, and this is me. And then now we'll get back to the presentation. So this is how you make a keyword research. So There you go. Once you have the keywords, you're ready to rock. So what are the next steps? So once you have the list of keywords, now the next steps are the on-page optimization, crawling and indexing, SEO sales, something called SEO audit, and off-page optimization. Let's check it out one by one. Before that, we need to understand how SEO is going to happen and what is the classification of SEO. So there is something called SEO Juice, and what is it? So you might often have seen that the some of websites ranks high at times, and some of them actually goes down, and the link and the rank rotation happens at times. And who's responsible for that? This particular SEO Juice is actually responsible for this particular thing. The SEO juice, there are zero. So consider it as a beaker, and you have 0 ml to 200 ml. So there are 200 different factors of SEO which you need to optimize to fill this SEO juice bottle. So as much as your SEO juice is there, as high as the probability is, that you will rank high on Google on your keywords. So I believe that makes sense to you. So there are 200 plus factors of Google, and it actually, this is an analogy, and this is my own personal analogy, wherein you can say that when you fill a pump air into a tire, and it goes smooth for some days, and then again the amount of air decrease into the tube, and then again you have to refill it, and again you have to pump it, and then the again performance goes smooth. So in that manner only, when SEO juice, when you do optimization on page, off page, and you are actually aligning your website with these 200 factors. So what is happening is you are actually pumping air, and you are creating juice for your website for search engine. And if you stop doing it, the juice decreases by time, and with time your rank goes down, and there are other people who are doing SEO for their website, and their website ranks up. So I believe you understand how SEO juice is you have the keyword, you need to create SEO juice that will actually eventually going to be the ultimate result in search engine as a rank for your website. So here is the classification of SEO. Those 200 factors wherein we can call it respectively one by one as SEO friendly website, which contains 30% of the SEO juice. That means 60 factors can be done when you are working on your website itself. 20% of SEO juice is done by content optimization. Again, content on your website matters a lot. We are going to talk a lot about it in a moment. So first you need to work on your website in terms of coding and in terms of technical part, and then you have to work on content of your website. So 20% juice is created by the content optimization, 30% by almost 100 factors are covered into these two sections. Now 40% of SEO juice factor is backlinking. So building authority via links here represents, indicates backlinking. You must have heard a lot about backlinking. What is backlinking? If you don't know, we are going to see that today. If you know, it's well and good. So backlinking contains 40% of juice, and social networks or social media which generate certain kind of social signals which gives search engine a ranking factor, that contains 10%, and overall these combinedly are 100% of the juice. That means 200 plus factors for SEO for your website. When you see these four factors, the first two, the SEO friendly website and the content optimization, actually is to work upon your own website, and hence it is called as on-page optimization. And other two are going to be your off-page optimization. Oh my God, this is my bad. And this is reverse, this is wrong, and this is my bad. The bottom two are on-page optimization, and the above two are off-page optimization, by the way. So my typos, my mistake. No, not a problem. I'm going to again make it and make it more good. So This is called on-page. So you can see what is on-page optimization. So when you're working on your own website, so that is on-page optimization. And when you're working on other sources of the internet, that is off-page optimization. So this is how SEO is classified, and this is what we have to do SEO for our website. So let's start with on-page optimization. So first technique is we have to create a SEO-friendly website which contains the 30% of the juice. And SEO-friendly website meaning we are going to see optimization in terms of technical part, meaning the coding of the website, the domains, and everything else. So what does it contain? So let's check out the checklist. These are things we have to actually go ahead and fix it in terms of SEO in our website. So there is something called meta tags and title, description, alt, and more. And there's something called URL structure. So let's discuss this one by one in a couple of lines only. So there is something called meta tags, and we can see we have mentioned here title tag, description tag, alt tag, and there are so many tags. So I'll give you a brief how it is going to happen for you. So let me share screen for you so that you can understand. And here's me again. Let me share the screen. And here is the application window. Okay, let me go to the website and I'll show you. So here are we on the Google. Let's see, I type, say, digital marketing company. And there you go. So we have a lot of kind of results on search engine result page. So a lot of kind of results on Google. So these are basically advertisement. You know, this is running through AdWords, Google AdWords, and this is called Google local listing. So when I'm searching digital marketing company, I'm seeing my company here on the top of local listing because I'm into this area, and this is on the top now. So this is Google local listing, and this is the result, organic result, the natural result, search engine optimization. So this particular thing, you can see this thing, right? So this is particular, here am I. This is my website. This is my company's website. So you can see we are ranking on the third position in my location, and here it is, Autos Corporation. Here's the link. Here is the description. So let's understand the title tag and description tag and alt tag, and there is something called keyword tag. So let me just open this website for you. Here it is. So this is the website we have, and this is our corporation website. So let me go into the coding portion of this thing. So what is title tag and why it is important? So you can see when I'm searching on Google, Google is displaying this blue area as a title. How this comes is you have to go ahead and create a title tag into your website. So you can see it is the same thing, and it comes under web design and digital marketing company or business corporation. And here is a Google result, web design and development company or business corporation. And this is what is being reflected when we search. This is title, and this is on the title tag. So we have to optimize this title tag. It should have keywords. It should be, under some length, and there are some guidelines from Google to actually have your title. So this should be optimized, and this should have a keyword. Once you have your keyword into this, for example, we have digital marketing company here. We have online marketing company here and digital marketing agency. So we have digital marketing and company. Here also we have digital marketing company. And what we have searched for, interestingly, is digital marketing company. That's it. So this is how your title should be. So you have to optimize your title tag, A. Then we have something called description. So here, this is something called a description for your website. So this is your description of the website. How do we do it? Again, in the coding part, you can see there is something called meta tag description, wherein content equal to this. So if you have certain guidelines from Google, again, to actually go ahead and make, in terms of length and how it should be, and you can Google it, you can find it out. And the tip from me here is, again, your keyword. Look closely. Let me zoom in from so that you can have it. quick thing wherein you can see what is that Google is highlighting. Digital marketing, digital marketing, digital marketing, digital marketing company, digital marketing company, and everywhere where it is finding digital and marketing and company, it is highlighting because we have searched for digital marketing. Bingo. So that's how it happens, and you have to actually go ahead and then you can actually, make your thing happen in terms of digital marketing and in terms of keyword in terms of search engine optimization. So that is how you actually go ahead and make some changes. So let's get back to the slides. So here is something called meta tags. So you understand that. So there is guideline for URL structure as well. So if you have to create these 30% juice to be optimized, you have to optimize your title, description, alt tag, and you can Google for it what is the alt tag and what is everything else. Alt tag is basically used for image, and that can have a lot of discussion in itself. Then we have something called URL structure, and there are some guidelines from Google how your URL should be, meaning just not your domain but your URL as well. So what kind of character should it use? And my tip is to always use integrate keywords into your title, description, alt tags, URL. And if you have keyword based domain, that is going to help you a lot again. And then you should have a good server, and if you have a SSL certificate for your domain. So domain is basically the address of your website. For example, facebook.com, so the domain is facebook.com here, and for Google it is google.com, for HubSpot it is hubspot.com. So there are so many websites which have their own website name and website address. So that particular thing we call it as domain. And online where we keep our website is what we call as server. I understand most of you know that, but let me this is for them who actually do not have this understanding, or this might help them. So now there are so many things when we have our website. So there are times where our website do not perform well. We actually remove some web pages, and we go through those broken link things wherein people type in or find your results on Google and they click on it, and boom, 404 server not found, page not found, error. So we have to manage that. Google do not like it at all, do not like it at all. So you have to make sure that there are no duplicate pages in your server for your website. There are no links which is present in Google which do not have any destination or do not have any content on it. So you have to take care of broken links, and yeah, the error handling is a part wherein you actually take care of the broken links. So example is your 404 error, meaning that there is no page on this URL on the internet, and Google still have that data with that link with you, when because people are searching and they're finding it and they're going to it. So Google don't like it, so you have to remove that link from Google's. How are we going to do that? We'll see. Now there is something called cross linking, meaning you have to provide as many links as you can into your website. That could be within that link could be for within your website, and that link could navigate to other website or other web pages on the internet. But make sure you do not overstuff it, and you keep a balance of not having a link and to overstuffing the link. So you can have a balance between those two, and but you can have as many links as you can, which could be meaningful and relevant to users. And remember, spiders, they love link, they love URL. So make sure your like Google Spider find a lot of URLs on your website, and they're going to love it for you. Now there is something called sitemap, and there is something called a robots file. So sitemap is a good way if you have it in your website. And there are two kind of sitemap. One is XML, another one is HTML. So HTML is for your normal user, and XML is for your Google and search engines. When you have a sitemap on your website, so what search engine get benefited with is they can understand the structure of your website. So sitemap actually gives a map to your website. For example, it is kind of index page in a book wherein every content is written, the table content of table of a book, wherein you can find the number of name of the chapter and the subtopic and the page number associated with it. So it makes it easier for you to search and to go to a page directly, right? So in the same way, if you have a sitemap on your website, Google actually loves it when he can, it can find the web pages which users are looking for very fast, and that's why we need a sitemap. It's a recommendation from Google to have a sitemap, and it will actually going to increase your SEO juice. So you make sure you have a sitemap XML file, and you have a you have a sitemap.html file. So XML is for Google search engines, and HTML is for your normal users. Now, the robots.txt file. What is robots.txt file? Actually, when you have your website and when you Google spiders actually look for, permission on your website that do you want me to show your results? So that permission is written into this kind of file. Every popular website and every good company and every website have this robots.txt file. It is a mandatory thing to actually go ahead with SEO, and you won't get any errors, in terms of Google search engine saying that you don't have a robots file and your website will not show up into Google. That's not going to happen. You will rank, but if you have robots.txt file, it is going to highly optimize your website in terms of Google, in terms of a search engine. So make sure robots.txt file is there with you. And what is robots.txt file? A permission file. You can go ahead and see it. Let me actually share it with you how a robots file looks. So when we go ahead, this will again me, you can see me again and again, not a problem. And here is, all right. So when you go ahead and, for example, let me say Amazon. So we are all familiar with Amazon.com, right? Amazon.in/, and I can access it by putting robots.txt just after the domain name and put say enter, and there you go. So this is how a robots.txt looks like. So these are the permission for spiders and search engine that, all right, do not disallow, you cannot access this, you cannot access this, or you can access this and show this thing into for my users on search engine, and don't show this into my search engine. This is a permission file which is actually required to do a good SEO. So once you do that, this is going to be a lot better for your users and search engine to rank you better on search engine. So let's get back to the presentation. So this, if you are competent with these things, this whole thing is going to be a good percentage of your SEO. That's 30% of the SEO juice, and it is going to cover 60 factors out of those 200 factors, and which is definitely going to increase your rank in search engine. All right, so content optimization, 20% of SEO juice is content. Wow, 40 factors based on content. So what do we have as a content? We have image, text, and videos primarily, and then everything else is actually derived from it. So what we have to do is we have to understand what type of content search engine prefer, and why it is, if we can make it better than other websites so that we can rank high on Google search engine. And why content is important? Boom. Content is the king. So Bill Gates from Microsoft said once that content is the king, and it's 100% correct. So content is the king because anything what we consume online is content. The form may be different. For example, I can consume an image content, I can consume an article text content, I can consume a video content. Likewise, you're consuming now. So you're consuming a video content. So we have certain kind of content for you, and you're consuming that. So when people are coming onto my website, they're consuming content, and based upon that, I'm winning or I'm losing. So content makes you a winner, content makes you a loser. So make sure you have a great content for your website if you want to rank high on search engine. How? So Google is Google is in love with relevancy. Everything else everything else is not that important as much as relevancy. So what your audience are interested in and what you have to deliver them, in between that you find a relevancy. So if you're providing something and if they're looking for the same thing, and if you match there, if you overlap there, then that user is actually consuming content. And if that user is consuming content, search engine understand that, this website is good for these kind of users, and that's where your rank gets uplifted into a search engine. This is very hard to do in today's world. So what we can do to get so many users to our website and they can go ahead and read so many content from us. Let's have a checklist for content. We do have a checklist for content optimization. So your website should be organized like a book. You should have a good keyword density, meaning according to Google, it should be more than 10%. Meaning out of every 500 word, you should have at least 50 keywords into those 500 words. And again, they should be meaningful, they should be natural, they should not be like, you are writing something else and you stuff keywords in between just like that. That's not going to work at all. So yeah, what you have to do is you have to create a meaningful paragraph, and then you have to incorporate keywords into that paragraphs. So that will help you to, for example, let's say if I'm talking about search engine optimization, and if I'm writing about search engine optimization, so search engine optimization, then what is going to happen is if somebody is coming to my website and reading an article about that, they are going to find a lot about search engine optimization and a lot of words like SEO, search engine optimization. You can see here, right? We are using words like keywords and website size and load and content and SEO and search engine and Google. So it has a wide range of keywords in itself because I'm talking about that particular topic. So that makes it a lot relevant. A lot relevant. So Google makes a decision, or Google makes a perception, all right, this particular content is about this particular keywords, and that is quite relevant to these users. And in this particular genre, I can actually go ahead and uplift its rank, and that's how content helps you. And there is something called text to HTML ratio. So the total number of content what you have in the total content what you have on your website, and there is something called coding which you have in your website. So the ratio between these two, the content and the coding, should be good. It should be above like 25 to 30%. So 20 to 25% is good, like it's okay minimum, and 60-70% is amazingly good. So if you can maintain this ratio into your content, so it's going to be great for your SEO. Search engine loves it. Again, image size. In terms of image, when you actually put out an image in a website, there are so many images. When we open a website, we have a lot of images into that, and those images have a good size and good amount of size. So and that eventually increase my total website size, and which eventually increase the time of download. When some user is actually downloading my website and opening my website, it will take a lot of time if my website size is heavy, and website size got increased due to the increase in the size of images. So we actually have to overall, it is interconnected, and we overall have to decrease the total size of the website. So image size, the recommended size for image is 100 KB to 125 KB for image, and make it as small as you can without losing the quality. You can achieve this thing with some online tool. For example, Canva is an amazing tool to do that. And again, we have Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Corel Draw. So we have a lot of software tools to decrease the size and without losing its quality. So we can do that. And even if you're not comfortable with these software, there are so many online tools which convert high image size into low image size without losing the quality. You can go ahead, Google it, search it, and eventually we have to decrease the size of the website overall, and that way the website will actually open fast, and that will increase my load time as well. So search engine again likes that. So if as low, like the total size of the website should be within 3 MB. Whoa, that's very low, right? But that can be possible, and there is something called CZIP, CZip compression tool, which you need to install on your server, which is going to decrease the overall size of your website in terms of search engine, and it can decrease up to like 85% of your website size. So if you have 10 MB, it will make you do 2.2 MBs or 2.5 MB of a website. All right, so that is going to happen. Again, the quality of the content. What kind of quality do you provide? What kind of quality are you providing? Is it relevant? Is it actually giving users a value? Is it trending? What kind of content are you providing? So in that manner, also the content matters. So if someone is looking for digital how to do SEO, and if you're not getting how to do SEO, if you're getting something else like you should do SEO, if you're good, but they're not getting exactly what are the steps they need to take to do SEO. In that manner, the quality of that content is low, and when you have actually step-by-step process or maybe a checklist to do something, so in that manner the quality becomes high, and that's why search engine understand, all right, this particular website has a great content, let me show it to other user which actually get some information, knowledge and valuable content through this website. All right, so next we have a navigation and clicks. So the content and our website should be like that it provides an easy navigation to your user, and they should actually do minimal number of clicks and can achieve more. So the low number of clicks, the more good user experience. The easy navigation, the good is your user experience. The good user experience, the more people are going to visit your website. The more people are going to visit your website, search engine is happy again, and it is going to uplift your rank and show it to the more relevant users. Again, now there is something called JS, JavaScript, and CSS files, which is actually the technical part of the website. The number of CSS and JavaScript should be low, and it should be very precise with the size, because so many JavaScript and CSS file can actually increase the size of your website. So you need to decrease the size of these files. And if you're hiring a third-party agency which is developing your website, you can ask them to actually keep a low JS and CSS file in terms to keep SEO, like by keeping SEO in your mind. So that is how content is going to help you to increase your rank onto your Google. So once you are done with your content and once you are done with your coding, boom, there you go. You're ready to go online. But when you go online, you put your website on your server, but still Google doesn't know about it. Google doesn't have your data. So what you need to do? You need to use and connect your website with Google. And to do this, we use a tool called Google Webmaster Tool. So Webmaster Tool is a Google's product which actually helps your website to be recognized with Google, and to be there and store your website into Google's database, so that when a user is looking for your product or service, they can find you. Who's going to do that? Now, who's going to do that for you? So we are going to create a bridge between your server and your Google's database, so that Google can have your website eventually. And who's going to do that for you? Webmaster Tool. And in Webmaster Tool, again, we have spiders. Remember those spiders who like links? So spiders are going to travel through these bridge from Google's database to your server, and they're going to pull out all the data, going to check the permission. And once you check the permission, they're going to see, all right, these are the things I can put in my information and my database, and then they are going to get back to Google's database with your information. But before that, do not forget that you have to have a robot file and a sitemap file. So boom, here you go. We have a Spidey, time to crawl. So here the concept of crawling and indexing. As I said, don't forget robots file and sitemap. Before this, if you don't have these, the SEO won't be as effective as it can be. So when spiders comes to your website, they first scan your website. So this process of scanning the website is called crawling, and in Webmaster's languages it is called fetching. And once your website is scanned, they store your website information into Google's database, and the process of storing this data into Google's server is known as indexing, and Webmaster also calls it as rendering. So this is the concept of crawling and indexing. That crawling is the process of scanning your website, and indexing is the process of storing your website into Google's database. And Google takes up to 28 days to do so. So once you're done with your website and you use Webmaster tool to link your website to the Google server, and you start the process of crawling and indexing, it will actually take up to 28 days is the maximum time it takes to actually go scan your complete website and store it into your its server, and then you are ready to show up on Google. So once you're ready to show up on Google, what you need to do, well, there is something called audit. And what is audit? So let's check out what is audit. I'm going to show you an audit tool wherein, for example, we have a lot of audit tool, and we are going to see how an audit tool looks like and what it does with your website. So let me show it to you. So let's say SEO Optimer is a SEO audit tool. This is a tool which helps you to audit your website in terms of SEO. What it does is basically, what do you mean by SEO audit is, you're going to check your website in terms of SEO if everything looks fine or not. Like meaning, if you have this website and you go ahead and you don't know how it is doing in terms of SEO, how are you going to improve that? So I put my website and you have to click analyze. Once you do that, the processing of your website is done and it will give a rank. It will show you how it is, how your website is doing. So this is my website. You can see that this is my website and you can see how it is doing in terms of SEO. So here it is. So my page could do better, of course it can. So in SEO, I have a very bad rank, it's D. Performance of the website is C. And in terms of mobile UI, user experience in terms of mobile is good. Social is A plus, amazing. Security is low. That's fine. So in terms of SEO, my concern is SEO, how it is going to do in terms of SEO. So as we discussed a lot of things, there's something called title tag, and it says green OK button, means my title is great. And then I have something called description, which it says is not good. So I have to now, if I know how my website should look like and what should be the description of my website, I can go ahead and actually fix this issue, and then my SEO will actually improve. All right, so we can see all these details, keyword consistency as we discussed. So text to HTML ratio is 33%. It should be between 25 to 70%, and I'm good to go with that. All right. So these are the things which are we going to check if my website broken links. Oh my God, there are so many links in my website which are broken, and I need to fix that as well. So that might I might lose position in my search engine rank due to these things. So I need to fix this, and I wouldn't have known if I didn't go for this audit processing. So we have to do audit in between or search engine optimization process to understand if my SEO is going navigating in the right direction or not. So there are so many tools to do that, and here are a few tools. So we have SEO Optimer. Cinium is an Android app, or I'm not sure about Apple Store, but it's available on Google Play Store. You can go ahead, download it, and you can put the domain name, and it will help you to analyze your website in terms of SEO. We have something called SEO Profiler. It helps you to audit your website, suggest you, and guide you for your SEO thing, and then it will also track your SEO performance. Screaming Frog is one of the great tools we have on the internet, and it is actually a offline tool, not an offline tool. It is your Windows tool actually, or a Mac tool. You can download it, install it in your computer, and then you can connect it online, and then you can use it, and it will help you with a lot of things. That if you have a copied page, or if you have a duplicate pages on internet, if you have broken links, and what are the different things you can do to improve your website, then there is something called moz, and we have web CEOs, and we have a lot of tools. So what I'm going to do is we have a giveaway for these tools and some of the great files at the end of this session. So if you want that, I'm going to actually share a link with you wherein you can put in your details, and like I'll see those details, and whoever have if you whoever put their details into the link, I'm going to send those giveaways to those people. All right, so next is off-page optimization. So once you do that, you are online, you are into Google's database, and now what do you have to do? So you have to go for off-page optimization. Your 50% SEO is done, and now there's something called off-page optimization. And what is off-page optimization? Off-page optimization is the process of optimizing your website on other resources on the internet. So let's see what it contains. So there is something called backlinking, and there is something called social signals. And social signals, we'll talk about all these things, and everything combinedly have a 50% of SEO juice, and the remaining 100 plus factors. One more thing, friends, off-page optimization is actually a long-term and ongoing process. So you have to keep on doing this to maintain your SEO juice, to pump air into your tire. You have to go through this. You have to do it all the time throughout, and it should be good. So there are so many bad resources on the internet where you can backlink, and there are so many great resources on the internet to do backlinking. So if you're doing it in a bad manner, and if you want a shortcut, that is called black hat SEO. And if you're doing it genuinely, if you're doing it in great manner, which is very difficult and extremely difficult to achieve that, but once you do that, you are a great SEO ranker over on the internet, and that is hard, and that is white hat SEO technique. So that's how we are going to proceed now. Social bookmarking is the process under backlink. So backlinking is, let me show you, when other websites on the internet actually go ahead and talk about your website, and they actually refer you in your genre, then Google or search engine understands that, all right, there are so many great websites which says, your website is too good, and they are asking to go to this website to check out the relevant thing. And when so many websites on the internet talks about your website, and people actually click on those links to get to your website, this process is backlinking basically. So I think your concept is clear in terms of this. So there are so many websites, and we have categorized these websites into 3-4 categories. So there are so many websites which are called social bookmarking sites. There are so many websites which are called article submission and directory submissions. So let's take an example. Social bookmarking sites is like, for example, Pinterest. Pinterest is a social bookmarking site wherein people go ahead, put up the infographics and images, and at the end it says there is a link out saying that visit. So when you click onto the visit, you actually go to the particular website. So for example, you go to Pinterest, you search for web design, and you get so many images. And when you select one image, you'll see a link on the bottom asking you to visit. So if you click on visit, you will actually going to the actual website, and that's how you get traffic from those websites. So those kind of websites are called social bookmarking. Article submission sites are like blog articles, and there are so many websites which write articles, news portal, and everywhere else. When they actually talk about you, they give your website name and links over there, and people read their article, and then click onto your website link and navigate to your website. In that case also, search engine understands, all right, so people are coming from these websites also. So those kind of websites, blogs and news portals, are actually categorized into article submission. And there is something called directory submissions. So directory submissions are different kind of sites. For example, we have Yellow Pages, Craigslist, Just Dial. So these kind of websites wherein people go ahead and look for services and products, and they search in particular set of with a particular set of keywords, and then you actually show up if you are into their database, not in Google's or search engines database. So if they find you there in Yellow Pages or Just Dial or Craigslist, they click on your website, they navigate to your website. Again, search engine actually understand, all right, so this website is actually getting visited a lot of times. So combiningly, social bookmarking, article, and directory submission, it is backlinking, and then the search engine understands that, all right, this particular website is very much popular. Whenever somebody else will search on these particular keywords, I'm directly going to show this actual website, and they are probably going to uplift your rank. So this is how backlink works. Now there is something called business and map listing. So have you seen Google showing a lot of results for you when you search on Google? So we get different kind of results. So in that case, we also have seen this particular result wherein this particular thing is your local listing. How you can achieve it? By actually going to visiting my business page. It is an product from Google, which actually allows you to put in your details wherein local people in your area can search your business if they are looking for that thing. So if I search digital marketing Dehradun, so here it is, and saying with the local address and phone number, it is showing, here it is, and it's showing on the map as well. So people can click on the website, people click on the direction and can navigate to my website. So if I have my presence on this Google map listing, and if I have many reviews onto this Google listing, so people are likely to see me locally, and this again is going to engage more users locally, and then again search engine is going to uplift my ranks. This is very important. If you have a website, go ahead, list yourself into Google My Business page and show up here. Now, social signals. So when we do certain activities from our company or business or our account, and we tag business pages, we tag people, we use hashtag, we do checks in. There are so many things which we do on social networks. And when we do certain activities and when it happens in a scale, there are something called social signals which gets generated for search engine, where search engine understand, all right, these are the websites which are being very much talked about on these social media. So these are some key points wherein Bing uses of FB likes as a ranking signal. Twitter helps Google to index faster, and Google Plus says it is considering +1, meaning likes on Google Plus. If your brand or if your service is actually getting +1 likes on your Google Plus pages and profiles, then Google actually using that as a ranking signal factor. And if you can scale it to a great number, the Google or other search engine going to uplift your rank in search engine. So the next thing is the updates from Google, the guidelines. So once you do off-page optimization and on-page optimization and next thing, so you are likely to achieve a lot of factors from those 200 plus factors in SEO, and your website will show up. And now you need traffic, and then there is something called relevancy and content factor. You are getting traffic, but if your content is not good enough, you're going to lose. Make sure you are having a great content on your website, you have relevant content on your website, so that user who comes on your website be there, come there again, and that's where Google do not regret uplifting your rank up, and then it will keep you there. So that's how you're going to rank high in search engine optimization. And I believe your concept for search engine optimization is clear. And if you have any question and answer, be ready, because this is the update, the last topic I'm going to discuss. And after that, I'm going to take up your questions, and I'm going to give away something very special. So the first thing is Panda update. So Panda update was a Google update wherein Google actually came up with an algorithm where it started looking for worst content, and the motive and the idea was to actually eliminate those websites which has very low quality content, and which actually have a sense of getting more traffic without having quality content, and people are not getting relevant results. So the actual motive was to actually eliminate those kind of websites which have low quality content. So Panda update is all about that. So if you have a low quality content and you do not have the relevant content, still you are using black hat SEO or something else, and you're trying to rank high, the Panda is going to hit you very badly. And then later, Google also came up with Penguin update, and it actually talks about links. It is all about links. So if you have a lot of broken links, or if you have bad or like bad resources on the internet, which is from which you're using backlinkings, anything about your links. If it is messy, if it is suspicious, Google is going to figure out that, and then it is going to hurt you back, and it is going to snatch your position from top ranks of the website. And Hummingbird is basically is not a ranking algorithm, but it is a guideline, a checklist, a set of rules which you need to follow in terms of doing SEO. For example, you should not stuff your website coding with keywords. So again, there are so many questions often that how many keywords should I use on a website. So if you have long tail keywords, a phrase keywords, what you have to do is you have to go ahead and make sure that you're not using a lot of keywords, and 5, 6, 8, 10 keywords are fair enough per page, and it should be relevant, and do not stuff it, keyword stuff it. Then relevant content should be there. Your user should be should retain your user. So there are so many guidelines from user. You can go ahead, Google Hummingbird updates, and you can actually find it. So here is the Q&A session. Let me know if you have any questions. I can take it up, and then we can end up this session, and you can go ahead and you know uh, we can go ahead and take up your Q&A, and let me know if you have any questions, and let's take up that. So let me know if you have any Q&A. You can type in the chat box. You can see on the bottom, or you can also uh, connect with me at the rate Vardhankar on social media. Then you can go ahead and say, these are my questions and I want to answer this. So you can put in the questions in your chat box. The video is live now, and you can go ahead and you can make questions. I'm waiting for it. Give me the questions. Give me the questions. I'm waiting for the questions. If you have any questions, ask me right now, and I'll be able to answer those questions. I'll ask those you ask those questions, and I'll answer them. So I'm going to wait a couple of minutes for the questions, and then I'm going to ask. I'm going to answer you. So let me see if we do have any questions so far, and if we have a question. Mm-hmm. All right. So no questions. So there is a live chat option. You can go ahead and type in your questions. I will be able to read that, and then we can answer your questions. All right. Fine. I don't think we have a question. So let's wind up here now. And here is a link. What I'll do is I'll leave the link in the description, wherein you can put in your details if you want the giveaway. So we have a lot of tools and a lot of things which I want to show, give it to you in terms of SEO. So if you want that, I'm going to put up a link in the description, and what you can do is you can fill up the details over there, and I'll be sending you the details. If you have any further question in the future, and if you want me to take more sessions like this, I would love to do that. And I'm like online throughout on the internet. Use this as your at the rate Vardhankar. You can reach me out anywhere and talk to me whenever you find to. Good night. Have a great time and have a nice weekend. Take care. See ya. Bye.